silently walked by the beasts, he would still be alive. I'm sorry for failing you, Alexei. For failing us all.
Hey guys, Codex947. Welcome back to more Let's Play Singularity. And in this episode... Oh boy. This is the stress-inducing episode. We are running into... these guys. These are reverts. They are people who were basically reverted to like a placental, to like a, I guess like being in utero, but not really in utero, sort of thing. And, so now they're just these horrible beasts that are twisted perversions of humanity that feast on human flesh and are completely blind, but man can they hear well. Even using your TMD to get E99 tech, like as you saw, they kind of make it seem like, oh, well, I can just walk, I can just use my E99, or my gravity power and grab the E99 tech. If you do that, it makes that whooshing noise, and it triggers them, and they hit really hard. In fact, I'd probably die in one hit from one of these guys. They are not to be trifled with. They will fuck your day up. Oh man, I hate them so much. So literally, every time I play this game, every time I get to this point, I dread it, because I remember from the first time I played it, I remember that elevator ride down, and you hear them about them being blind, and I'm like, oh, well they can't see, so I go and I immediately just like start walking at a normal pace, and all three of these guys right here just rush at me, and they hit for a lot. I had full health that time. This time you guys are going to enjoy the wonderful red, okay, you're going to freaking die tint over everything. Which, sorry about that, I didn't mean to take that much damage, but that's what ended up happening. And then you also have some that flail around like that guy. But most of them are either stationary or patrolling like that. Well, you'll see. Oh man. This part. I wish I had done live commentary through this part, because this right here, I nearly shit my pants. Like, I was freaking out. But you get a nice look at the character model, I guess, right there. You're like, oh, hey. You look creepy as shit. Oh, God. If you guys remember, you know what, I don't know if I found that piece, but there's a piece of paper in the very beginning of the game that talks about this guy returning from work with his back hurting, and the next day he has a growth on his back, and I wonder if maybe he was turning into a revert, if that's what was happening there. You know. There were, now that I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of things that I've missed. There was one, I think it was a recording that talks about the milk that the kids are served, and how it's like they say it tastes like dust and it makes them feel really old. And so it's just like, it's interesting what they've done here. So anyway, you can't sneak past this. So what do they make you do? They make you use your E99, your TMD, to age that, unage it, and then the minute you cross this line, the freaking revert comes at you. But thankfully, he's like, oh, where'd you go? You crossed the invisible line. I don't know where you went. And I hate that. I hate that they did that, because they know how much tension you've been feeling through this part. But that's not even the worst part, alright? The worst part's coming up right here. Oh no, not right here. Very soon. Just wait. Anyway, we gotta age that and get it to grow up here, so we may be able to cross it. Go over here, and there's some stim packs, which for some reason I don't pick up automatically. but now I have full health, so you guys don't have to see that horrible red lining anymore. But anyway, let's go ahead and cross. Come on. There you go. There you go, past me. And finally we can put some hurt to these guys. As you see, even just aging something with the TMD sets them off and makes them freak out and want to kill you. But electrifying the water takes them out. So you can't even like use your TMD, which is, I think that might be the worst thing about it. But anyways, U99 tech, and right over here. This is the worst thing, okay? Because you're going through it, and then all of a sudden they just throw in some phase sticks for no reason. They come, like, this is the only time in this whole part that they show up. But it's like after that high tension thing, they just are like, here's a phase stick to scare the shit out of you. And then you're like, okay, everything's fine and dandy. We're finally done with that, right? Go up here, and you immediately see a revert, and you're just like, oh, we're not done with this yet. And I accidentally go on the ladder again, like an idiot. But I tell you, this is why I hate sewer levels of this game. But you saw, I even, like, my character got stuck on something, and just, like, the sound of his shoes hitting the ground caused him to look up. They do, like, when they do that, they're kind of, like, in a waiting mode. Any other noise you make is going to set them off. So you have to be very, very careful. Oh, man, the sounds. Oh, they did this part so right. It genuinely is, it's terrifying. I hate, oh. Even now I'm, like, getting, like, the kind of, like, anxious panic with this part of, oh man, is this gonna set them off? No, this isn't gonna set them off, is it? Oh geez, I hope this doesn't happen. But I wait for that guy to go anyway before I lift up this grate here. And like, even, like, the noises themselves are just subtle enough that it's like, oh, okay. I hope that didn't do anything to them, you know? Oh. But yeah, so this is why I will say I hate sewers. I hate sewers in games. They are just terrible. Not so much the areas themselves, but like, they're always like these terrifying things. Like, always scary. Silent Hill, those freaking hanging snatchers, I hate them. Resident Evil with the underground catacombs. And I like how they just are like, yeah, here's a weapon tech. Sorry you had to go through all that. But it's okay now. It's okay, you forgive us, right? Oh, man.
Dying. I would like to believe it was nothing more than a dream, but in my heart, I know it is true.
Well, that's terrifying. But I don't know if he's talking about the reverts. I feel like he's talking about Zex right there. Just because, like, he's talking about them having a cunning nature. These things are just there. They are existing. And they occasionally attack stuff. Like, they don't seem like they're very cunning, but I could be wrong. Anyways, right here I'm like, oh no. I have to try and sneak underneath this, but I know that I'm going to clip it and it's going to blow up and it's going to do some damage. So I'm like, alright. How do I do this? I can't age them, so I gotta shoot them with my gun. And I'm like trying to find a way around it, but yeah, so you have to shoot them. But then I remember, like, right after I shoot this one, I go back, I'm like, oh, I need that crate. But then I'm like, wait, I could have just dragged the crate out. And it would have been fine. Use that to break them instead of using some ammo, but, I mean, hindsight is 20/20, isn't it? But, alright. So, we're almost done with the sewers, thank God. At least I think we are. Find the train. What does that say? Find the train, get to the docks, get off the island. Oh, man. And then there's this, like,
I'm making my way to the rail. Let's meet up there.
And then, like, just her going off makes you think, oh god, I hope that didn't make them hear me or anything. Oh, man. But I like how they just keep handing us stuff, and I'm like, we're sorry you have to go through all this. We're sorry. Oh man, this part's the worst. Because one, there's this guy, and I'm like, what do I do? Do I go all the way to the end? Do I try and sneak past him, or what do I do? And he ends up just turning around right here. And he starts going. Oh man. This... aging that caused that guy to look up and go, huh, what's going on here? Something going on? What was that? And then he keeps on going on his way. So, we go in here. And this, even this, I was like, oh god, I hope this doesn't set them off. It's like... they constructed this area just so well. We got a bioformula for inventory, increase their health pack carrying capacity. I will definitely be getting that the next time we're able to. Oh man, this is just such a nice thing. But anyway, something I should probably mention before we're done with this area is that reverts were originally supposed to be introduced in a different way. So if you remember me talking about the phase ticks and how the phase ticks were going to be reintroduced with a soldier coming upon a nest of them and then dying a horrible death, is he was actually supposed to have a phase tick blow up on him and have the E99 goo from that revert him into a revert, and then he was going to attack one of the soldier that was with him. And so that was going to be like a twofold thing. So I wonder if at one point they were planning on having like phase ticks and soldiers being the same thing, and have like the soldiers shooting at phase ticks and having like the ticks blow up on them and turn them into reverts, and then just making it all just hell basically.
Demochev has patrols looking for us everywhere.
Alright, so and then they do this. Alright, now we can revert soldiers, and that door opens, and I probably should have waited, because now you're just going to hear Russians yelling at each other. Anyway, so you want to shock those reverts, and I'm like, I should just keep going. Nah, you know what, I'll check this out. And they go ahead, go around. I'm like, alright, home free, gonna be safe, and then, oh, there's a revert. Oh, they did this part of the game so well. They did the whole game so well, but I really like this part. Anyway, so I went in here and I'm like, alright, safe and oh, man. Go ahead and open this, and oh, I don't think I noticed that when I was playing, but the corpse behind the revert is actually clutching, I think, more E99 tech. And I'm just like, F it. F it, we're leaving. F that revert. Let's go. Let's fight some Russians. I'm tired of this. And yeah, alright. I think I'm just trying to find something to do to distract me from the fact that I hate this area. Oh my god. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I think it would have been cool to see, like, dynamic enemies instead of just, like, here's some phase ticks, here's some Russians, here's some reverts. So then you get this, and I go ahead and I decide to revert that guy. And as you can see, they hit really hard. And then they go into like this catatonic state. But he goes and charges off. So, get some ammo. And I don't know if I switched guns or not. Alright. So we got some good old-fashioned firefight after that that like high intensity, just high stress thing. But it's fine. It's fine. Right. Keep going. Not really much to say. Oh yeah, there. We killed the revert that I made because he decided just to chill. I kind of ignore the side paths here just because I constantly feel like I'm just gonna die if I try and go down one side path, so I just totally ignore them. But there is some E99 tech down them. There might be some other stuff too, but I just ignored it. So if you want to, you can totally check out the side paths and stuff. Anyway, oh my god. I don't know, there really isn't much to commentate with this part. It's just like, you know, more fighting Russians. That's really about it. Just trying to meet up with Catherine. But I will tell you that I was like, alright, time to get home from work. Had a pretty annoying day at work, but I was excited to come home and commentate a little bit. And then I remember that this is the only episode I have queued up to commentate over. And I was a little bit more like, oh god, can I just play some Last Story? What about some Skyrim? Can I do that? Can I do Skyrim? Oh man. I really don't like that. And I feel like that whole, like that area, the sewers area is like freaking the Evil Within the whole game. Like, that's just how the whole game is, and you're just like, okay, hope I don't accidentally set anybody off, and then you do, and you're like, oh shit. Evil Within was really good. I definitely want to let's play that. I think that would be a fun one. That one I'd probably do live commentary on. Alright, we gotta save things, so we must be near the end. And this guy just keeps coming. Anyway, let's get the hell out of here. Also, let's grab ourselves some health packs. Oh, open up this locker. I like how they just stopped shouting at each other. Like, it would have been more worrisome if they were still shouting. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, open this, grab some ammo, and up the ladder.
Кажется, я что-то услышал.
Shh, they're close.
Ну-ка проверим.
Wait a minute. There's still a guard blocking our way to the rail. Do you have a shot?